Let's take a look at the pars marginalis in the axial projection. Now, if I were to localize the pars marginalis in the sagittal projection, the continuation of the cingulate sulcus following it on up to the pars marginalis or marginal sulcus, that corresponds to these two foci that look a little bit like kind of a droopy mustache, if you will. Perhaps Salvador Dali's mustache. Now, if we were to look at how we would acquire CT cuts, so we would acquire them obliquely like this, that would mean that the marginal sulcus or the pars marginalis kind of has the same position as we go from caudad to craniad in the axial projection. On the other hand, if we are acquiring MR images, they're going to be in the orthogonal projection. So let's once again draw the pars marginalis. This time we have orthogonal cuts. Let's just change color to make it really clear. If we're going this way, look at what happens to the pars marginalis. As we go up, it goes more posterior or sits more posteriorly. Now let's look in the axial projection. Here we are down low in the pars marginalis, which is this ascending sulcal structure right here. We have our droopy mustache, and then as we go up, the mustache is a little bit straighter. It's also found at the widest biparietal diameter at the 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock position. Typically is where you're going to see the pars marginalis, and there it is. Our mustache is getting a little bit straighter. Let's keep going more craniad, and now our mustache is kind of flipping up a little bit like Salvador Dali's mustache that's no longer drooping. And why is this important? It's important because just anterior to the pars marginalis is the central sulcus. And this little notch right here in the precentral gyrus is the hand motor area of the left cerebral hemisphere, similarly on the right side. The central sulcus of Orlando sits anterior to this little basket right here, so it kind of pokes its way just in front of the pars marginalis, while directly behind it is the post-central sulcus. You all know from prior vignettes, if you've watched them, that the post-central sulcus is the upswing of the arcuate-shaped intraparietal sulcus. So we've got post-central sulcus, precentral sulcus, precentral gyrus, post-central gyrus, hand motor area, pars marginalis. And the pars marginalis looks a little bit different on MR than CT for reasons previously discussed. Pomerantz out.